If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
So guys, my name is Krishna. Okay, I'm your Angular trainer. So before starting the session, let me introduce myself here. I'm having around 15 years experience on handling different technologies on .NET technologies, complete .NET technologies, and UI technologies. Okay, with Node.js, Angular, React. Okay, so I'll be going to your trainer. That's about myself. First of all, before starting our program, you know that what is our target? We are going to be, what are we going to do in this program? End of the training program, what are we going to be achieve? So our target is going to be front-end development. So we were nowhere related to server side. Mean to say that I'll not write any API. Okay, I'll not write any code to go to database and all. So for Angular is completely related to front-end. Okay, but I'll show you how an API will be invoked and how to perform the operations. So the target is front-end development. Okay, using Angular. So what exactly Angular? So first we'll be understanding what is Angular. Okay, so how Angular is different from other technologies. Okay, and we'll be also comparing Angular with different technologies like what exactly a Java is going to be doing, what exactly a .NET, and how the Angular application is different from .NET and Java. Okay, why I'm talking about a Java and .NET? Most of the people may be having an experience or already work with this one, or you have an idea. Okay, so we'll be discussing what is the difference between the server-side development and front-end development. Okay, and also we'll be discussing the content delivery plan, what we are going to be doing. Okay, and also we'll be discussing how to install the softwares, how to create an Angular application. Okay, how to have a very basic output and how to use some data binding concepts on today's session. So first of all, we'll be understanding what is Angular. Next one, a small disclaimer. Okay, you can see this. Next one, let's start with the first one. What is Angular? So Angular, it is a UI development framework. So what do you mean by UI development framework? Meaning that a complete application will be there in your front end. Example, let's say when you open any application, let's say www.yourcompanyname.com, an application is going to be presenting in your screen. Now the thing is, the application is directly available in the screen, or the application is available in the server, or you got that information updated in the browser. So when you're talking about a UI development or front-end application, the entire application is going to be deployed in a browser. What do you mean by entire application is deployed in the browser? When you make a call to the site, when you make a call to the application, let's say www followed by companyname.com. So instead of giving the response, entire application is going to be deployed in your browser, meaning that your browser will have the entire application. That is what exactly called as a UI application. I mean to say that you will not be having the complete communication from the server to client. Okay, your client, when I make a call, the entire application will come to you. And that is going to be the UI application. So there are two types of applications which are available in the web development. Okay, so what are those? Server side web application, and you will be also having front-end web application. And what else will be there in your web development? See, web development includes what a web development includes. Web development includes either web application. Okay, what is web application? You might have a knowledge. Anyhow, we'll be giving a brief information about this one, and also we'll be having something called as a web API, nothing but a RESTful web services. I repeat, when you're talking about any web development, irrespective of anything web development, you are going to be developing either a web application nor a web API. So our target is going to be front-end development, that is front-end web application development. So we are going to be doing front-end web development. When you're talking about any web development, either it can be a server-side application or front-end application. What exactly means? So why do we need a web application or a web API? Very simple. Your application want to be what will be called which will be a client server architecture, meaning that one application will be available in a place where all the clients will go and interact. In that case, you need to have an application within the server which is going to be serving. I repeat, web development includes either web application or web API. Right. So what you're going to be having, web development includes either web application or web API. Right. So web application, again, you'll be having something called as two types. Server-side web application. You'll be also having something called as a client-side web application. So when you're talking about a web application, either it can be server-side and it can be client-side. What do you mean by server-side and how it is different from client-side? We'll be discussing in just a minute. Apart from these two, you'll be also having something called as a web API, which is nothing but a RESTful web service. I repeat, when you're talking about any web development in the sense, either it can be a web application, which is at server-side, nor at client-side. Apart from this web application, what else will be there in the web development? Web API. What are this? We'll be discussing in just a bit. Right. So I repeat, when you're talking about a web development, we'll be having so. So first of all, why you need to have a server-side application or a client-side application or what will be called a web API in the server? What is the need of this web development? Very simple logic. One application need to be served by multiple people. Example, I did develop an application where my application to be operated by multiple people. Okay, so what is the need of a web development? Web development, the need is application available in the server, okay, accessed by clients using protocol. This is a simple logic. Why do we need any application, anything, web application or API? Why you want to have? It should be available in the network. Okay, so the advantage is no additional software required at client. Okay, an application available anywhere, anytime. That is the main thing. Why do we need to go for a web app? Okay, example, a mobile application, a LinkedIn kind of application, a social networking application. That's the thing, right? So any application, web development includes either web application, web API, and or a client-side web application will be there. So what are these actually? So these are the applications which are hosted in the server. What do you mean by server? You know what is a server? A server is a centralized software where you can have your application is available in the network. I want my application to be available by other people in the network. So we'll be having this application in the network. I believe you understand. So web development includes either web application or web API. Okay, where these applications or APIs are hosted in a centralized software which is available to access in the network, and that is going to be the web server. So your applications are going to be providing in the web servers. What are web servers? Centralized softwares like you might experience IIS, okay, Apache, Tomcat, JBoss. Okay, you'll be having Nginx. All these are things. So what is a web application? You can understand that web application, it is an application hosted in the server. So why do we need application available around the clock? Okay, an application available around the globe using HTTP protocol, and it is completely client server architecture. So this is what exactly a web application is. So I believe you understand. So why do we need to have this one in the server? You can have your client to be operated your application anywhere. For example, I have a client where in the real time we'll be having a good amount of clients and each and every client can interact with the application. Now what happened, client is nothing but an application or an app or a request or any device. So you can understand that a client is an application which can access your what will be called application existing in the server. Client is also again an application. So you can understand that any application from anywhere can access your what will be called server-side application. Now you can make a call to the server using what will be called a protocol. So through cable connection, right? So your request will go to your nearest network. From there, your application will directly reach to your network using your IP address. So you can understand that client is a one who is going to be interacting with your application. Right. So why do we need your application in the server? The reason is this application is available in the network. So you can understand that web application is an application hosted in the web server. Why do we need in the server? Because this application is available anywhere. With the client server architecture, anytime, any place. So how you can have your application available all the time? Simple. This application is going to be provided within an operating system. Make sure that it's available in the operating system. Right. So operating system is nothing but you can understand that dedicated software where you can host your applications, you can have your servers, everything. And how you can make your application always up? Very simple. You can put it in a dedicated server. You can put it in a dedicated hardware. Okay, dedicated computer, you can put it here. Now what happens, your application will be always up. So I believe you are clear. Right. So when you have your application in a dedicated server and make sure that you'll have everything ready. So this application is available all the times. Clear, everybody? So what is a web application is? Now the thing is, what is difference between the server side application and the front end application? As I said you that our target is going to be the front end application, right? In this case, we should know what is the difference between the front end and server side. Very simple. Server side application, or you can say client side application. So client side application is nothing but a front end application, and also you can even call it as a client side application, front end application, or you can call it as a UI application. So an application which is available in the user interface. It's a UI application, front end application, entirely will be deployed in the browser, nowhere related to maintain the communication to the server. That's called as a front end application. Now, what is the difference between these two? Very simple. Server side application, in the sense, it is an application hosted in server. Okay, when a client make a call using HTTP request object, client uses HTTP request object. Okay, now what happened, after processing, server respond to client in the form of HTTP response object. So you'll be getting, if you raise a question, for example, I'm asking, what is my bank balance? If you provide the inputs, you will be getting the bank balance as a response. So what happened, your screen, everything will be sent as a CSS or JavaScript, and you will be getting what will be called an output. So you can understand that a client is going to be making HTTP request. So what he's going to be doing? HTTP request. So when a client make a HTTP call, once a request is reached to the server, server will process and you will be getting a response in the form of a HTTP response object. So you can understand that you give a question, you'll get an answer. Again, give a question, you'll get an answer. So example, your email, let's say www, your Gmail. When you make a call to the server after giving your credentials, you'll be getting the response. This is how a server is going to be responding. Right. Now, what is the difference between the client side application and this one? So it is also an application. It is an application hosted in server. Okay. So when a client make a call, using HTTP request object, see what's going to be happening. Okay. Now what happened? The server respond to client in the form of UI application. That is nothing but a bunch of HTML and JavaScript files. Simply, it's will be getting. So you can understand that when you make a call to the server, now what happens, when you make a call to the server, the request will be sent to the server using the HTTP request object, and the response is going to be the UI application. So UI application is nothing but a JavaScript app. This is what exactly the difference between the server side application and client side application. In this case, what happens, the entire request and response cycle here, the server to client respond to be maintained. But here, once you make a call to the server will give you the response, right? After that, even your communication is maintained between the server and client or not, the entire application will be in the browser. So the browser will have the complete application and the browser will process everything. So this is what exactly the difference between the client side application and server side application. Can I have a quick confirmation? Are we clear, everybody? Shall I proceed?
So Krishna, one quick question that
Yeah,
So
please.
whatever that UI application we are writing on the server, everything will go to the client side, or only a part of it will go to.
Entire application will be deployed in the browser. Okay, you'll be having some JavaScript files will be, whether you use a JavaScript or a React or a Vue, whatever it may be. Once your application is, when you make a call to the server, entire code will be deployed in the browser in the form of a JavaScript files. Clear? But if you have an application which is along with your server-side application, in that case, what happens, server-side code will not be dumped here. Only the client-side code will come. So under any circumstances, only the client-side application code, entire code will be deployed in the browser. Am I clear?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And we'll continue. I understand your doubt. You will get the complete idea within few seconds. Okay. So I believe you are clear.
Okay.
Now the concept is, when you're talking about a web development, as I said you very clearly, web development includes, okay, web application as well as web API. Now, what is the need of this web API? When we have a web application and also client-side application, what is the need of a web API? The thing is, web API is not an application. Okay, it is an interoperable service. What do you mean by interoperable service? Service in the sense it's a source, okay, which can be operated by any application developed using any technology. I repeat, for example, if you create a web API, that API can be consumed by anyone. Example, let's say you have something called say Gmail. Okay, Gmail application is existing in the server. You can access your Gmail in many ways. How? You can access using www.gmail.com in your what will be called web page. You can get it. Okay. In the same way, your Gmail you can access in your what will be called your mobile application also. So how your mails are going to be served in both the places with the help of APIs. Okay, so Gmail app in your Android application is a separate app. Gmail application in your Apple iPhone is a separate app, and Gmail website is separate. So what are all the applications you use? That application will go to the server and will fetch the data via APIs. Okay, so API is nothing but of a source which can be consumed by any application developed using any technology. Clear? So you'll be getting more idea, okay, in just a bit. Now coming here, when you're talking about any application, either it's an application related to your company or other company. Now these applications are available to outside. How? Very simple. The application related to any what will be called related to any application or any company that will be stored in the form of a database. I repeat, the data related to any company will be stored in the form of a database. Okay, whether employee details or attendance details or banking details, irrespective of anything. Okay, everything will be stored in a centralized store that is called as a database. So database is a centralized software, okay, where you can store the data. Again, it's a separate concept here. The database fully secured, okay, which is available in the network. Okay, anybody can access from anywhere. Right. I repeat, database is a centralized software. And do remember, whether it's a server-side application or a front-end application, never what will be called maintain any data. Example, when you go to the ATM machine will not have any data. When you put a card, then what happen? Your application will make a call to the server will fetch the data and it will be presented in the screen. Right. Now coming here, when you're talking about a server-side application can connect to the database. I repeat, server-side application can connect to the database. If you're having a Java, JDBC, or you will be having something called as a Hibernate, or you have multiple facilities to interact with the databases. If you're a .NET techie, you can make a call to the database using ADO.NET. You'll be having NHibernate. You will be having entity framework. Different things are there. I repeat, any web application can connect to the database. Right. And do remember, we have one more facility, as I said, web API. Even a web API can interact with the database. Directly, it can interact with the database. So web API is again a server-side application only, but it's an API, okay, which is not having any UI. You'll not be having any UI. Server-side application will have a UI. Web API will not have a UI. So server-side application can access by a client. Web API can communicate with any client of any technology. Right. And do remember client-side application. I repeat, client-side application, either Angular, React, etc., whatever it may be, it cannot interact with any database under any circumstances. I repeat, client-side applications which cannot interact with the databases. As I said you very clearly, when you make a call to the server will deploy the complete application in this client in the form of a UI application. Now this application cannot interact with the databases under any circumstances. But client-side applications, okay, I repeat, note. Client-side application cannot interact with any database or any external resource. It cannot interact. Okay, I repeat, client-side application developed using Angular, React, Vue cannot interact with the database. Right? I'll tell you why. How. Web API, it is an interoperable service which can be operated by any application developed using any technology. I repeat, a web API can interact with any database like SQL, Oracle, etc. Now, your UI application, note, UI application can consume web API, meaning that this client-side application can interact with web APIs. Right? Now, what happens, whenever you want to communicate to the server, your client-side application will go to the web API and will call to the database. Now, for example, I have a UI application and my UI application want to interact with the database. It cannot interact. It cannot interact. Now, what it'll do is it can consume a web API. My web API can interact with database. So via this is the way where I will go. Right? So this is how, this is what the difference between the front-end application and server-side application. Right. Now you might ask me the question, how to create a server-side applications? So in order to create a server-side applications, technologies like Java, .NET, Python, Node, okay, PHP, etc. can create server-side web applications and web APIs. I'll write the same point here. Now, UI frameworks. So UI frameworks or libraries like Angular, React, Vue, Backbone, okay, are used to create client-side applications. So whatever we discussed here, this is I given here also. Take a minute of time and you can ask me any question if you have. So our target is client-side web development, front-end web application development or UI development using Angular. Angular is a very, very powerful front-end web development framework. Guys, take a minute of time and you can ask me any questions if you have.
I have a question that is not really on this content, but will you be putting your notes into that code bunk site?
This notes you want?
Yeah,
Okay,
the notes. Yeah, your notes.
Yeah, I'll do one
code bunk.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll create a notes for you. Daily wise, I'll create a running notes. I'll give you. No issue. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Save this. One something called a 6th Jan. Right. I'll give you the notes. Okay. So here is the
Krishna, one question.
Yeah,
Sorry,
please.
go ahead. So, like you mentioned, like even the UI applications have multiple. You can either go with Angular or React, or like in which scenarios, how do you decide which way to go, Angular versus React versus other frameworks?
Okay. So when you're talking about a Angular, okay, Angular is completely component based. Okay, so what we can do is we can use a framework with a pattern called as a MVC, Model View Controller. Hope you heard about the terminology, Model View Controller. So I want to have a complete UI application with MVC pattern. What I can do here is I can have a dedicated business logic in a separate area. a dedicated application logic in a separate area, a dedicated presentation logic in a separate area. In that case, Angular is the best choice. When you're talking about a React is what will be called as a virtual DOM. What do you mean by virtual DOM? A complex UIs. So the concentration on complex UIs. In that case, React is a very, very powerful. Example, you have a chat, not chat feature here. Let's say there is a Facebook post. Okay, so the post you can keep on enhance. So you put a comment, somebody else can reply to that one. For that reply, you can give. That is a very complex UI. In that complex UI, you'll be having a feature called as a virtual DOM. Okay, at that case, React is a beautiful facility. For developing a complete UI application, Angular is the choice. Am I clear?
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So here I'll make a notes properly. So first of all, a small recap, as I said you. So first of all, we'll be understanding what exactly UI technologies. Okay, so I believe everybody is clear up to now, and also I'll give you the running notes for your reference here. You'll be getting this one directly. Okay, so we'll understand what is Angular. See, Angular is a UI development framework. Okay, and when you're talking about a web development, as I said you very clearly, what is web development? Web development in the sense, any application which is hosted in the web server to make your application always available. Okay, so what do you mean by always available? To have your application as a client server architecture followed by all the times available in everywhere. Okay, this is something called as a web application that was given here. Right. So, and here server-side web development. What is the difference between the server-side and client-side development has been given here for your reference. This also will be, I'll be uploading in the portal here. The concern will do it in before next session only. Okay, right. So what is a web API? We'll be giving you all the things one by one. Now coming here, if you want to see the complete information, what exactly Angular is. Angular.io. So it's a official website where you will have the complete information what exactly an Angular is. Okay, and here there is a website called as a Made with Angular. You can understand, you can see different applications developed using Angular. Okay, who are the different or you can say major companies used Angular in their applications. You can get it. In the same way, you can also see CLI.Angular, where you can get the complete Angular software. See, everything is open. Okay, you have a very beautiful stuff in your websites itself. See here, as per the Angular documentation, what is Angular? It's a web development framework. Okay, so works at any cycle, loved by millions, built for everyone. Meaning that this application can be deployed in any place where your JavaScript is ready. For example, let's say I want to have my Angular application to be work in one device. Okay, here what is my requirement? Very simple. If your place has JavaScript running capability, any JavaScript engine is there you can have. For example, I want to have an Angular application which is I want to be run in mobile phone. If your mobile phone containing an app where your JavaScript is ready, there you can have Angular. For example, I want to have an Angular application for my washing machine. Okay, for my washing machine. In case if your washing machine containing a JavaScript running environment, then you can have Angular. So I believe you are clear, right? Anyway, right. Now the question is, so I believe you understand what is an Angular is. Angular is a web development framework. Okay, building the future. You can see what is an Angular. It is a UI development framework. A UI development framework. Okay, Angular is component based. So what do you mean by component based? For example, you want to have a screen. A screen is a component. You want to have a login page. Login page is a component. You want to have a registration page. It is a component. Okay, and here Angular is used to develop SPA in the sense single page application. What do you mean by single page application? Single page application in the sense, an application containing one page, a single page. The entire page is going to be updating with a new request. See, in server side, what happens, for every request, a new page will be created. I repeat, in server side, you will be getting a new page will be created for every response. Here, it's not like this. One single page, you will be there, you'll be having, and the page is going to be updating. Here, Angular is a component based. Okay, Angular is used to develop a SPA pages, and it's a web development framework for building future. I believe you are clear as per the Angular. And for your reference, I'll also give you the link. Okay, so this is your Angular complete reference. You'll get it. Okay, you'll get the complete Angular. And you want to know who are all the companies who are using Angular, you'll be getting that. Okay, so different companies, okay, used Angular in their projects. Here is the reference. And to install the Angular software, if you want to install the Angular software, and yeah, I mean, it's not like installing Angular software. How do we work with Angular? That complete information is available. Yeah. Clear, everybody? Shall I proceed? You have any questions?
Good.
Right.
Good.
Now coming here, what are prerequisites? In order to work with Angular, what do you need? Okay. So for example, if you want to work with any technology, you need 1 minute, guys. So in order to work with any application development, you need a framework, right? So what is the framework required to work with Angular? Software is required, or you can say prerequisites. So in order to work with Angular, okay, you need to know the simple, basic knowledge of Node.js. Should know what exactly the Node.js. I'll tell you what is the need of a Node.js while working with Angular. I'll tell you. Okay. Then you need to know what will be called a programming language JavaScript. Okay. Object-oriented programming using TypeScript. Styling knowledge using CSS. We need to know Node.js. Okay. We should have a basic idea of what will be called JavaScript, TypeScript. Okay. Which are essential. So before going to this, we should know what exactly the need of Node.js. So why do we need Node.js? Should know the basic idea of Node.js. And frankly speaking, Angular application is Node.js application only. I repeat, in order to work with AngularJS, we need to have the knowledge of basic Node.js, because Angular is going to be existing on Node.js only. Okay, and programming language is essential. For that, we need to have a JavaScript. Object-oriented programming, we need to have a TypeScript, right? So first of all, what is Node.js? Why do we need Node.js on the context of Angular? Let's say you want to learn Angular. Why do we need Node.js? See, Node.js is an open source cross-platform JavaScript runtime environment. Are you able to see this? In order to develop any application for JavaScript runtime, you need to have the Node.js mandatory. So you can understand that Angular, etc., okay, are available on the Node.js only. So Node.js is an open source cross-platform JavaScript runtime. Understand, guys? So we need to have the Node.js. So why Node.js? So any application, any UI development like Angular, React, Vue, etc. are available on above Node.js only. So Node.js is a JavaScript runtime environment. JavaScript runtime environment. Meaning that your Angular is sitting on the Node.js only. Okay, so without Node.js, you cannot work with any Angular application. Without Node.js, you cannot work with any JavaScript. Am I clear? So if you want to have a Java, you need to have a JVM. If you want to work with .NET, you need to have a CLR. Like everything, wherever you want to work with any application, the respective runtime is mandatory. So Angular, Vue, etc. are available only with the Node.js. Okay, so make sure that your Node.js is installed. Okay, you can go for any version about 10, right? So this is clear. So I want to check my system has Node.js installed. My system has Node.js installed. How do I check? Very simple. I'll go to any command prompt. Okay, I'll open the command prompt and I'll simply type a command called as a node followed by dash dash version. I repeat, you need to have a node to be installed in your machine. You can check node dash dash version. So I have Node.js 14 version is there. I have multiple versions with me. 14 is a very, very powerful version where I can have all versions of Angular compatibility over here. That's the reason I prefer 14. You can go for any version. Okay, so how to see the node version? This one. Open command prompt and type following command to see node version. How do we do that one? Node followed by dash dash version. 1 minute. I'll give you the time also. Or node dash p. Yes, please tell me.
Did you say we can have various node versions installed on our computer or just one?
Yes, very good question. You can have multiple node versions installed here. It's again a separate subject, I'll tell you. Something called as a NVM. Those who are asking, okay, node version manager. Okay, so node version manager is used to have and control different versions of Node.js in operating system. Okay, I have node NVM, node version manager.
Will we cover that in this course?
No, it's not part of our training program.
Between...
Yeah,
okay.
You can see it's not a big deal. Or you can install NVM. I'll tell you now itself. Okay, so you can use NVM for Windows or NVM for Linux. You'll get it. Okay, so what will happen? You'll be getting the NVM. It's a GitHub here. Just click on this one. Okay, NVM. It's not part of a training program. I'll give you this one also. It's not a problem. It's a matter of few minutes. You'll get it here. Here you can download the node. You can see somewhere you'll have the download version. Okay, I'll show you. You'll be having different versions out there. It's not a big deal. Okay, like here you can have, yes.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is sometimes, well, from what I'm understanding.
Definitely we can see. Okay, NVM.
Okay.
You can see the NVM list. Okay, you can see the NVM list. You can install the different versions also using NVM. It's a very important point to know. Okay, right. So you can get it. I given the reference also. Okay, you can get the complete information. Node version manager is used to have and control different versions of Node.js in your operating system. Clear?
Got it. So I did not know that. I didn't know that you could have.
I wish we knew that before.
Yeah, we just wiped out some of our others.
Right. Definitely we'll have one session also. Okay. Next one, NPM. Node Package Manager. So Node.js is what will be called a runtime environment. NVM, Node Version Manager. NPM, Node Package Manager. It's like a installation tool. Okay. This is a command line tool used to what will be called install or uninstall or update packages for Node. So for example, if you want to install any package in your application, you'll be using npm. Okay, so local packages in the sense a package is available in the current project. Global packages, the package available for entire system. Okay, so if you want to have a local package, oh my god, local packages, like what will be called, you can simply say npm install package name. Example, I want to have something called as a bootstrap, which is a local. I want to have it in my current application only. I want to have an express. It's a current application. Global packages like softwares. I can simply say npm install -g, something called I want to install what I can specify Angular software I want to install. I want to have a fake API tool, JSON server. So if you want to have it for your complete application, complete system, you can say, okay, you have something called as a create React app. It's a tool. So what this will you do now? It will install the Angular software. This will install a fake API tool. This will install what will be called a React application. So whenever you want to have any what will be called a tool which is available across the applications, you need to go for the global application package. If you want to go for the local, you will be using npm install. So what is npm? Node package manager. If you want to install anything, npm install. If you want to uninstall anything, npm u, or you can say npm uninstall. Slowly we'll be doing all the things. Okay, this is a high level introduction session, guys. Okay, this is a high level introduction. We'll be implementing all the things one by one. Okay, just have a look into this one and you can ask me any questions before proceeding. So can I have a quick confirmation? Everybody have Node installed in your machines?
I'll go first. I did on my old laptop, which sorry.
Okay. If you're having a laptop issue, you can do it in the next. Okay, but it's a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
anybody can. Yes. Those who are having capability of your systems, you can install and you can verify whether Node is installed or not. Okay, Node.js. Okay, this is what you have to do. Just click on the LTS long-term support. Okay, go for this one. And you can issue a command called as a node -- version. You can see which version of Node is installed. I have NVM list. I have multiple versions are installed in my machine. I have 18 is there. So I have 14 is there.
Question: if we decide to install another version because we have a project that we have to support that has a different version,
give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Okay.
You can install. You can install.
Oh.
1 minute. Yes, to install, if you want to install, you can use a command called as this one. I'll give you all these commands to you.
Man, that's amazing.
Right. No, this is really important here. Really important.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Right in NVM here. This one, if you want to see the list of the versions, NVM list. If you want to install a dedicated version, NVM install a particular version. And if you want to use a particular version, you can still NVM use a particular version. All right.
Okay.
Clear. Even actually, I'm working for one company. We have different versions of projects are there. So different projects are developed in different versions. So in that case, we were faced more issues and I found the solutions over here. Okay, right. So I believe I'm clear. Right. Now, coming to
switch between them.
Right. Switch between different versions. NVM install particular version, NVM use. Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
You can have this one very simple. Here I used NVM list. I can change directly NVM use. For example, 18.2.0. Simple. Yes. Okay. NVM list. I'll get it now. Simple. I have 4 versions installed. Okay. NVM use 14.20.1. Okay. NVM list. I can see. Simple.
Wow.
Okay, guys. So I believe
thank you.
I am clear. Now, as I said you very clearly, why do we need Node when you're talking about Angular project? See, Angular project is indirectly Node project. Okay, so before going to that, you're recommended to know the basic idea. Now, the thing is Node project structure. Okay, Node.js project structure. So here, if you work with any Node.js project, what are required? See, Node.js project structure in the sense it's similar to Angular project structure, React project structure, Vue project structure. Every UI development happen in the Node are Node projects only. Angular is Node, React is Node. Clear? Now the thing is, the project execution begin at index.js. Okay, so do remember a Node.js project is a workspace in a dedicated folder. That's it. So we'll be having a dedicated folder. Okay. With following files. So the first thing is you will be having index.js. You know the meaning of index.js. So this is an entry point of project execution. So your project execution begin at entry point index.js. Okay, you can even change, but recommended to not to change. Index.html. This is okay, a UI page. You can say landing UI page for any Node application. And if you have a local packages, okay, that will be there in your folder called as a node modules. Okay, so this is a folder contains, this is a folder contains local modules, which are nothing but dependent modules, which are essential for your project. So all your dependent modules are available in this folder. And your application configuration is going to be stored in the package.json file. So this file contains the project configuration. Understand? So this is a JSON file. Okay, the setting configuration will be using a dedicated objects. We'll be having what? Dedicated objects. Am I clear? Next one. Package lock.json. So this, let us say that this file contains what will be called the dependent projects. Okay, this file contains the URLs for dependent libraries, or you can say dependent modules installed required. Am I clear? Can I have a confirmation? Shall we start?
Yes,
See, I said you in the starting itself. Okay, I don't tell you the stories. I'll directly take you to the subject. Very simple. So let's first of all, and before going to that, as I said, you need to have a UI also. Yeah, IDE. So your IDE is going to be the Visual Studio Code. Okay, it is an IDE from Microsoft. Okay, commonly used for application developments. Okay, without drag and drop. I generally prefer. So we'll be getting code.visualstudio.com. You'll get this. It's a free open source. Right. Reference. Okay, this ID is free open source on any operating system. Right. So let's say, and one more thing, guys, I don't take you different projects for different examples here. One single project for entire training program. Example, JavaScript one project, Angular one project, TypeScript one project. The same thing will update completely. Let's say I'll create a folder for you. Okay, everybody can do follow the steps along with me. So I already have a folder created for you. Okay, ZaranTech. Let's say I'm going to be creating a new folder. Right click here, new folder, and I'll call this one as a node app 001. So I believe you understand nothing else. I just created an empty project. Okay, let me open my Visual Studio. This is code which is already installed. Open it. And I'll go and open the folder. See, your Angular project, React project, Node project, they are nothing but just a workspace folders. That's it. Open the folder. Don't do anything. Open the folder. See, ZaranTech Node app. That's it. I simply click here and I can see I chosen the open folder, right? I have an option open folder. I have a select folder also. Done. So I have my folder which is ready and empty. It's an empty folder, right? So here I can have, okay, what will be called a terminal, new terminal. I can see the terminal here. This is my set terminal. When you click on the terminal, you'll be having a dedicated terminal, okay, in the window itself. I'll not prefer PowerShell. So let's go to the command prompt. Right. This is my, I want to have this as a pure node project, an empty folder. Okay. So let's say hands-on for the first one. You want to do some practice, right? Task 1, create Node.js project. So what to do? Create a folder and name it as node-app01. Open folder in Visual Studio Code. Okay. Open terminal and choose node command prompt like this. You need to choose this one. Right? Command prompt. Node command prompt. Okay. Don't choose partial. This is. And here I want to have this one as a pure node application. What to do? Very simple. You have a command called as say npm init. What is the name of the command? npm init. Type following command. So what is the command? npm init. See, npm init. That's it. Node package manager init, meaning that please create me a node project. It's asking what is the name of the project? App1, let it be. Version, let it be. Description, nothing. That's it. My project is created. Package 1. You can see package.json. Any questions, guys? How to create a Angular project? Okay, any node project, simple. Type npm init to create package.json file. When you give type package.json, it will prompt everything. If you don't want to prompt, let's say I don't want it to prompt, what I can do? npm init yes -- yes. That's it. So no prompt, it will come directly. Are we clear, everybody? I can use a command either this or I can choose npm init -- yes. So the thing is, create a folder, name it as any name, open the folder in Visual Studio Code, open the terminal and choose command prompt and type the following command. What? npm init. Shall I proceed, guys?
So we need to open the first Visual Studio Code, first one.
Yes. Now here what I'll do now, I'll create a new file. Let me click on this one. I can create a new file and I'll name this one as a p1.js. That's it. Okay. Now what to do? Add new file and name it as p1.js. So like this. I want to have a sample message to be logged. What I can do? I can simply say console.log. What is console.log? Log something in the console, like print statement. Hello, followed by welcome to Angular programming by Kiran Krishna. Right. Save this. Come here, type node, your file name, done. Clear?
Yes. Are
Guys,
you wanting us to do this? Yeah. Are you wanting us to do this as you're doing, or we're going to follow the list that you're creating?
Please. It's a matter of few minutes. Okay. I'll give you the source also. Okay. Right. Right. Very simple. I'll give you the steps. Okay. See, I want you to ready, nothing else. And then open terminal and type node followed by filename.js. Okay. Guys, I'll give you a 5 minutes time. Please do this one.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of downloading
Those
the
who are having.
Node.js.
Okay. You cannot, you don't have a right. So what I can do,
Yeah.
can let me check any online JavaScript compiler. Let me check. Online JavaScript compiler. Yes, you have multiple options till you get the software. Okay. Till your system is ready, you have a lot of options. Okay, try this. Why to waste the time? Okay, so let me open the chat window. I'll give you the link. There are multiple options. Okay. Hello. Don't waste the time. Just type the source and click on the run button. You will get this one ready. Welcome.
Can I see the command again to create the package.json?
npm init. I'll give you the steps in the chat window. What you have to do, I given the step 1, right? Let's see. These are the steps. Okay. So let me copy the steps. I'll give you in the chat window. So I'm very clear here. Don't expect theories and stories from my training program. Okay. Right. You have the lot of, the steps are given in the chat window. I'll give you a couple of minutes. I want everybody to raise a hand to say that it's done. So guys, we are very, very clear. Our target is Angular. What are we are doing here is it's a prerequisite, which is essential for Angular. We are doing with JavaScript. Okay. I'm 100% techie. Okay. I had a very good experience in the programming, guys. Not only the basic here, we'll go for a very advanced programming. Okay, slowly we'll go. Steps are given in the chat window. You can try this.
Where's my?
Shall I continue?
Yeah. And
Okay. All right. See, guys, this is the way how to create a file. Right. So whatever we are discussing, the instructions are 100% similar in Node, JavaScript, Angular, React, everywhere. All right. Let's see how to declare a variable in JavaScript. Okay, irrespective of any place. So let's go for declaring a variable. See, guys, we have 3 different ways to declare a variable. Variable declaration. See here, 3 ways.
Krishna had a
Please.
question, but do you want us to wait?
yeah.
I'll wait, please.
I think Carolyn had one and then I had one. Another.
Yeah.
No
I don't know
issues,
who wants to
I'll
go
wait.
first. I got the Node.js installed. I got the Node.js installed on my new laptop, and it's all confirmed. I got the version of 18, whatever, and then I tried to run that command npm init.
Yes.
npm, and it didn't work. I got some errors.
Okay, so if you have any issues, you can share your screen. I'll help you.
Okay. Let me share.
Yeah, please.
Show you. I don't know what happened or what's wrong.
Please.
Okay.
I'll tell you. What was the issue? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. In the right side, you can see the PowerShell, right? Right side down.
Oh, here.
PowerShell.
Here, right?
You can see the PowerShell, right? Yeah. Can you switch to command prompt? Right side. Yes. Click on the plus symbol. Yes. Next one. Down arrow is there. You can see that down arrow. No. After the plus symbol, there is down arrow. After the plus symbol, yes. Click on the command, second one, command prompt. Now, can you try? No, can you hit enter? Yeah, please. Okay. I think the issue is after installing Visual Studio, you did it. Can you click on the click? Can you close the Visual Studio? Can you close and open the Visual Studio? Yeah. Close it.
Okay.
Open the Visual Studio again.
Then I had it.
Yeah. Open now. Open the Visual
to the
Studio.
bottom. Yeah. Hold on a second. I thought I had it tagged on the bottom. I don't know what's wrong with the screen here. I was just covering all my. Let me just go find it.
Left side. Type code. COD.
Visual. Code. Yeah. That tagged my. Yeah, it is, but that's weird. Something covering it.
Open folder.
Okay. There's the folders open right here.
Now, can you type node dash version? Wait, it will come.
Right here? Something's wrong here.
Nothing will happen. You can close one of the command prompt. PowerShell also you can delete. Yeah, delete. Yes, delete the PowerShell. Now again, click on the plus symbol after the down arrow button.
Oh, whoa, yes. Right. Sorry.
Yes.
Man, prompt.
Yes. Now type
node
space dash version. Hit enter. SI1. Now you got it. Okay, now you type npm space init. Hit enter. Keep on pressing enter. Okay.
Center.
Keep on pressing enter. Yeah. Keep on pressing enter. Good. Yes.
Yes, I guess.
Yes. Right. Very good. Very good. Okay, it's done. Now left side you can click on the plus symbol to create a project. Yeah, plus symbol is there. Yes.
File.
No, first one. Yes. You can name it as a p1.js. P1.js. Any name you can use. P1.js. Any name .js.
Okay.
No. Don't go for npm. Go for p1, p2. Program one.
Okay.
P1.js. JS. Hit enter. Type something console.log. Open the bracket and say hello. End of the line, put full stop, semicolon. Save the file, control yes. Save the file, please. Save the file, control yes.
Yeah.
Command prompt, you can type node space p1. Hit enter. Got it?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry about
that. I just followed exactly the same thing and it works for me now. Thank you. We were both on the same page. Thank you.
Variable declaration. So 3 ways to declare variables. Using var keyword, const keyword, and let keyword. So var keyword, const keyword, let keyword. 3 different ways to declare the variable. So 3 different ways to declare the variables in JavaScript. I can use either a var keyword, const keyword, let keyword. You'll be understanding the differences one by one slowly. Right? I'll keep this document safe and I'll also have all examples implemented. Data types. So we'll be having something called string type, numeric type. You'll be having something called Boolean type, undefined, empty, when you don't provide anything. You'll be also having something called as an object. So these are the different data types supported in your UI application. Understand? Yes? string type, number type, Boolean type, undefined. So undefined in the sense when you don't supply anything undefined. Okay, string in the sense refers to any single or group of letters. Number refers to numeric value of integer or decimal type. Boolean refers to true or false. Right. Undefined refers to empty. Object refers to type array, JSON object, etc. Understand? So we'll be discussing all the things one by one. Shall we start, guys? So this is logging output. Right. So want to have some output. So console.log. Hello, you can say hello. Let's go here and specify how to write variable inputs. Let's say variable v1 is equal to 100. So console.log v1. You'll get 100. For example, I have variable v2 equal to some name v2. True or false. When you don't specify anything, object I can give like this variable v5 is equal to, I can use square brackets. Right. 100, Krishna, true and undefined. Any questions, guys? Hello.
No questions for me.
I'll give you in the chat window. Can you please try this? You can do it in a second file, P2. Take a P2 and for your reference, and you can keep this one. So what we are discussing, which are same in all UI technologies, syntax is everything. Not only Angular, React, Node, Vue, everywhere the syntax will be same. Shall I proceed?
And then at the bottom, we type just, for example, node space P2.
Yes, absolutely. I did it in second one, right? So I want to have P2. I'll give this one. So recommended to have all examples with you. Okay, don't override any example for your reference.
Yep, it works.
All right. Shall I proceed, guys?
Yes, we can proceed.
Right. Next. See, guys, concatenation. How do we do the concatenation? So plus symbol. Concatenate. Okay, plus symbol. The next one, there is something called as a type of. There is a feature called as a type of operator. So this operator is used to get the type of data in a variable. For example, here I can specify concatenation. So let's see, V1 is equal plus symbol. So you'll be getting V1 sum. Right. Same thing, V2, whatever we have, will be getting. V3 is equal to. This is V4 is equal to. So we don't have anything in the V5, but I'll give V5 is equal to. Okay, let me copy this. I'll put it in P3. I don't want to change this. P3.js. So we'll have this one. Now what will happen? You'll be getting the value with message. V1 is equal to 100. V2 equal to Krishna. So here I mean to say that plus symbol we were used for concatenation. The chat window, I'll give you the same thing for you. You can try. You can have any message within double quotes. You can have concatenation using plus symbol.
So typing no before each file JS, it's just basically executing it in the console.log. Okay.
Right, absolutely. Right. Now, for example, if you ask me the question, can I have the data type? Here I can simply say data type is TYPEOF, type of operator followed by variable. So meaning that you'll be getting what is the data type of V1. So let's try this. Variable V1 equal to 100 and data type is number. I'll give you a comma also for your reference. Right. Let me copy this. So V2, type of V2. We'll copy this here. We're going to have V3, V4, and V5. So what will happen? You'll be getting all the values with their data types. Right. So this is data type. V5 doesn't have anything. 1 minute. P5, P4, sorry. Right, you can see V1 is equal to 100 and 100 data type is number. V2 equal to Krishna, data type is string, true, boolean, undefined, undefined. Right? Right.
Okay.
All right. So I believe you understand how to display something, how to declare a variable, display the variable content and value type. So are we clear, everybody?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Next, coming here. If you don't want to change the value of variable, let's say variable v1 containing a value and you want to display and you don't want that to be changed. For example, v1 already containing 100, I'll be changing to 150. So now what will happen, see, you will be getting v1 is changed. You don't want the value of v1 to be changed. You can specify const. So const is nothing but a constant. Value cannot be changed. It's an error if you change the value of a constant. If you don't want your variable to be changed. This is the second one. So I believe most of the people are aware of this. Const is used to not to change the value. Okay, so where the variable content can be changed. Const, the variable content cannot be changed. For example, your date of birth is constant. Okay, your date of birth is constant. A value where you don't want to change. You need to go for the const. Am I clear?
Yes.
Everybody. Very good. So we have a beautiful facility here, which is calling as a variable hoisting. So the default feature in JavaScript is variable hoisting. Refers to check for variable existence before or after declaration. Right? So this feature is called as a variable hoistings, and this feature is available only in JavaScript. Example, when you say v1 console.log v1, you'll be getting undefined as we don't have any value. Because we don't have any value. Now the thing is, if you have a variable called before declaration, yes, this is called hoisting, meaning that now what will happen, when you display v1, it will check the variable is existing somewhere below. If it is not available below, it will search for the down also. You will not get any error. This is called as a variable hoisting, meaning that variable can be exist before or after declaration. Am I clear? So refers to check the variable existence before or after declaration, meaning that if you specify, this is not what will be called error. Take a minute of time and try to understand. Are we clear with this point?
When would you want to use this type of thing?
It's a default behavior which makes the searching capability before or after. Okay, you can restrict this. Right? Shall I proceed? How to restrict? I'll tell you. Shall we start?
Okay.
Right. Now, this feature is against two normal programming languages. I don't want, this one should be error. In that case, there is a feature called as a let keyword. What is let keyword? Now, let keyword is used to declare a variable and it will overcome the feature of variable hoisting. Now, what happened? V1 will look after only the before. It will not allowed to look after down. Now it's an error. See, now this is an error. Understand? Clear? Now it's telling that V1 is not available. See, can't access before initialization. Any questions? The scope, the limitations of your variable remains with let keyword, which is not available with var keyword. Are we clear, everybody?
Yeah.
Right. Now, so let keyword. Used to overcome what will be called variable hoisting feature. Right here, no error. Here, error. Here, right. You might experience a feature called as a for loop. Have you tried any moment for loop? Do you know what is for loop?
I wrote, yes,
Yeah,
for loops.
very
I've
good.
written them in,
Now let's
but
say,
not in this program.
very good. I is equal to 1. 1 minute. So here, now the thing is, I want to have 1 to 5 numbers to be printed. I want to have 1 to 5 numbers to be printed. I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, and I plus plus. So this is a very common syntax most of you experienced while generating the numbers. I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Let's go and see the output. You'll be getting 1 to 5. So I believe everybody is clear for this. Now the question is, what will happen when you come out from the scope? So this is, as it's a variable hoisting, this will generate and display 1 to 10, 1 to 5 numbers. And here, when it comes here, it will display 6, no error. Am I clear? What's going to be happening here is I value will generate from 1 to 5 and it will display. But when you come out, the variable scope is remains. You will not be getting any error. So this is what's happening in your variable hoisting. No error. Okay. So this is, you will not be getting any error over here. But if you don't, that is against to programming feature, right? How do I overcome? Very simple. If I give let, now what happens? You'll be getting 1 to 5 numbers, and here this is an error. See? Understand the difference between the var and let keywords? Can you please confirm? Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So take a minute of time. Try this example. Try this feature. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Try this.
That's not.
Shall I proceed?
I have a question.
Okay.
This is Carolyn. Your first example with the variable hoisting, using var instead of let.
Right.
Example, The var one. Where is it? The one that you had var in it. No, it's one where you're doing the for loop.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. But you had an example with var in it.
Where is will work without any error.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got an error with var, so let me try to do that. Okay, let me just try again.
Okay.
Save it. Okay.
Maybe you're not saved. Okay. Right.
Yeah, let me try again.
Okay.
I kept
Next
on
one.
getting errors.
Right. Next one, how to compare two numbers. Two values. See, I have a variable containing a value of 100 and I have a variable containing same value and I want to check both are same or not. Very simple. If we tried like v1 is equal to v2, I'll be writing console.log both are same. Else console.log not same. So here I'll be writing. Can you please confirm, are we clear? Double is equal to, use it to compare two values existing in two variables. Okay, how to compare two values in two variables. Okay, 1 minute. Go. So let's copy this. Here I'm writing. Yeah. Difference between double is equal to and triple equal to operator. So here we'll be getting both are same. See what exactly happening here is, let's understand. Double is equal to, use it to compare the value. What's going to be happening? Compare values and not their data types. For example, if you have 100 within double quotes. Now what happened? It's a number type, whereas this is string type. In this case, they are different, but you will be getting both are same. See, this is what exactly double equal to. I repeat, double is equal to operator, use it to compare values. Okay, not their data types. Right, this is a example. You can try. I'll give you a few minutes time. It's a very beautiful feature what we have. What about triple equal to? Operator, use it to compare value and data types. For example, this is compare a comment operator. Right. Now here, if I say triple equal to, we'll be getting not same. Understand the difference between the double equal to and triple equal to operators? Guys, I'll give you this one in the chat window. You can try. Double equal to and triple equal to operators. All right. So how to work with this, what will be called basic syntax. We understand the operators also. Right. So coming to the next one. So if you go for any, what will be called variable content and message to be printed together. We have a beautiful feature here. Templating literal. Used to have variable content within message while displaying. If you want to display variable content within message, so a meaningful message can be provided. A meaningful message with value can be printed using this feature. Example, let's say I have a variable v containing 100. Now the thing is, I want to display the value. How do I do this? I can specify console.log backquote. It's not a single quote, backquote. Backquote will be left to your one button. Okay, above your tab button, left side, backquote. $v1 within the curly brace. Now what happens, this will give you the variable content. I want to have a meaningful message. Console.log value is $v1. I can also say $v1 is the value. So I can have a message anywhere. Given number is next value of $v1 is $v1 plus 1. I want to have something called say previous value is minus 1. I can have square of. So I mean to say that I can have a meaningful message. Got it? Understand what I did? So any variable content, I can have a variable content, message, variable content, a variable content, message, message, variable content, message, content, message, content. Am I clear? A meaningful message can be provided over here. Able to follow, guys? Again, in the chat window, you can try.
Yes.
This is very, very important feature, guys. Very, very important feature.
And this is called variable assignment or something like that, just a variable.
Yes.
Okay.
Any variable content. Anyhow, you copy pasted, right? I'll give you one more source to you. I have a variable A containing 100. I have a variable B containing something called 5. Let's say this is 10 and this is 5. How do I display both? Console.log v1 is equal to $v1 followed by v2 is equal to $v2. Console.log addition of first variable and second variable is third variable. That's it. Very simple. I can do it. Subtraction, multiplication, division. All operators I can use. Subtraction, multiplication, division. Save this. V1 is not defined. I'm sorry. AB, right? Okay. V1, V2. Your wish, whatever you want. Clear? We can do wonders with this. So guys, we have few more minutes. Let's start. If you have any questions, any expectations, any suggestions.
And this outline that you put, it's going to be where we can download it.
Okay, so next class, I'll tell you. So first, how this is going to be there, we'll see. We'll have detailed, I mean to say that advanced JavaScript concepts. Okay, then we'll be discussing TypeScript. Object-oriented programming using TypeScript. Then Angular project. Then Angular project.
So let you know, Krishna.
Yes. Yes.
Some of us are basic JavaScript.
Okay. So we'll go for advanced.
Beginners.
So yeah.
Okay.
So I'll take you some more JavaScript concepts like working with JavaScript arrays, which is very, very important. JavaScript functions. Then we go for the advanced JavaScript concepts. Object-oriented programming with TypeScript. Then we'll move to the Angular project. So we'll discuss Angular project in detail. Then we'll be working with what will be called fake API, not a direct API, fake API we say. There's a fake API tool where we create an API. We'll consume API using Angular. Then we'll work with unit testing. Unit testing in Angular we'll discuss in detail. Okay. Not only application development, we'll also see how to test Angular application. Okay. Right. So I believe we are clear. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes.
We'll continue.
Thank you.
In the next session.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy weekend. Right.
You too.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.